You've talked about that one guy who did blackface to hitchhike as a black man. I don't think I talked about it. I do think that I saw the tweet on it, and it was the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. Black scholars criticize white writers dehumanizing use of blackface to write book on U.S. race relations. He did blackface and then just like did a U.S. tour. And I'm not gonna lie, the idea of somebody with this face doing blackface to make that point is incredibly funny to me. Like on so many different levels. Do you do, do you think he wore like a bald cap and then a wig, like an afro? Or do you think he just kept the perfect white guy swoop? Yeah, I want pictures of how he looked. I don't think this is not what it, guys, just to be clear, that wasn't well timed. This is another guy. This isn't what he looked like. This is another guy. Just making that clear, because I know some people are going to be like, yo, that's like, no. No. In Black Like Me, Griffin recounts the 6 weeks he spent traveling through the southern U.S. after darkening his skin to better understand what life was like for black Americans under segregation. This is an older book. Journalistic blackface in the 40s and 50s. Okay, can we be real, though? Journalistic blackface in the 40s and 50s? Kind of based in red pilled? Because at least then you're taking it to the chest, right? You know, nowadays, blackface is all fun and giggles. Okay, but back then, you're going through it, right? Like that's not, you're incurring a risk. You're not doing that to make fun of black people or whatever. Like that would be the minstrel show thing, not the blackface thing. This is a whole other thing. So a fine tradition of white dudes doing blackface to write books. A fine, listen, okay? Everyone's coming after classic Americana. He got death threats and shit. Yeah. Somebody on Twitter looked over the book, and would you look at that? It's mostly a right-wing troll. It's insane. I don't know if I can necessarily trust what like a random Twitter thread is saying, but they do have the Palestine flag and the Jewish star, but not on the Israeli flag, and also the gay flag, and also the white peace symbol. So okay, we can trust that. He continuously refers to black people as blacks. If he's really committing to being a black guy for the book, shouldn't he refer to them as brothers? Whereas institutional versus shoulder, individual might be a problem because he couldn't get picked up while hitchhiking in blackface. Sam, quote, becomes black by buying an afro wig in a costume shop and dark foundation in a drugstore. But steampunk cosplayers are the real sickos and deviants. He's not even really doing blackface. Wait, what is it? From the book. And more probably, the checkout lady didn't even give my purchase a second thought. It's true that I bought these items from a costume store, but it may as well have been a sex shop. What? The people in Montreal are such sickos that most of the other clients were clearly just picking out twisted new kink fuel. Lots of animal masks and handcuffs and steampunk paraphernalia and stuff like that. What? I mean, animal masks and... What? I mean, handcuffs, maybe. Is that... What? So I guess it's probably a troll thing? If that's the case, then it's likely that he's getting what he wants with all the negative attention. Is steampunk a kink now? Should we be weird about Bioshock? I mean, statistically speaking, if you see a guy out there with a frock coat and a vest and a top hat with gears on it and like dinner gloves on, first of all, you're looking horrendous, man. I'm really sorry. Second of all, yeah, that guy's probably got some kinks. Just guessing, yeah, probably. Is Bioshock steampunk? No, it's like Art Deco diesel punk. There's too much neon for it to really. I think it's, well, it can't really be diesel punk though, because there's not, you know, diesel. I think it's like Art Deco steampunk, right? Cosplayers are the kinkiest people I know because they went, oh yeah, cosplayers are insane psychos with the sex stuff. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, there are black scholars who write these issues, and they have said all that needs to be said. So why do we need a white person to do that? I will, you know what? I'll take it on the chest here. I know that like this guy's probably a troll who was doing this for attention or whatever. I don't know. I don't really care, to be honest. I do genuinely think that there is room in the world for high quality journalistic blackface. Obviously, like this would take a mind and a premise more goated than anyone currently interested in doing it could possibly achieve. So for that reason, it shouldn't be done. This is one of those like flying close to the sun issues, but you need to like the wax on your wings has to not melt off. Like you have to actually land that shit. Would you ever blaze that trail, Vaush? No, because I'm not the one with the goated plan. But if there was one with a very, very goated premise, I think you could make real work with that, right? I mean, the last acceptable use of blackface that people just generally refer to is in Tropic Thunder, right? With Robert Downey Jr. You know, people are fine with that. There was a point there. There was a point to be made. If you have a point, If your point is like, whoa, people treat me weird when they see me with 4 pounds of shoe shine on my face, then like that's not the goated point, you know? That's not the point. I still see people get mad about that movie now and again. The only people who get mad about that movie now are people who just found out about it and are getting mad at it reflexively, and they were probably like born in 2007, you know? Like, who cares? They haven't seen it. Have you seen the TV show Black White? No, but I am familiar with it. Reality TV series documented 2 voluntary families of 3, one white, the other black, through which studio quality makeup, the 2 families would give off a facade appearance of portraying a race that isn't their own for social experiment purposes. I noticed that in this article that everyone would want there to be photos in, they have no photos. And I think that is because the people at Wikipedia are cowards. You know, that's what I think personally. 2006, 1 season. Now, this is what I mean by a goated premise. Holy shit. Oh my God, that's funny. Cursed? Oh, you don't like that? Is that too much? Is that too real for you? You're not ready for actual American racial healing. The white face looks really good. Well, yeah, they have like a professional makeup team on it, you know. I mean, people look pretty similar, generally speaking, so yeah. Yeah. Oh, man. Just photos that one family. Remember how the white wife divorced her husband after the show ended because it was revealed he was comically racist? No, I didn't hear that. The cover of the show. Oh yeah, here we go. Yeah, I remember this. An endlessly curious and unexpectedly intelligent social experiment. Oh, I'm sure. I think he says the N-word in the show. He says the N-word in the first episode. Okay, like hard R or soft A. Because when people say he said the N-word, I always assume what you mean is hard R. Whenever somebody says, oh, they said the N-word, and then I look at the clip and they said soft A, I feel like you're lying to me. Hard R, if I remember. Okay. Yeah. It doesn't matter if you aren't black, but that is a white ass opinion right there. Holy shit. The albedo in your skin is blinding me from chat. That is a massive difference. And you can ask any black person, they'll back up what I say. Yes. Huge difference between a white person casually saying like soft A, just like to refer to a friend or whatever, and hard R, which is only used directly to impugn black people, you know? What a stupid linguistic distinction. That's language, you know? That's language for you. Play the Boondocks clip. I'm not playing the Boondocks clip. Every time hard R is brought up, I'm reminded of that Linus Tech Tips clip where he thought it meant. That is so funny. That is so funny. Oh my God. Can I find that?
I mean, it's been kind of eye-opening. I've just sort of randomly here and there picked up episodes of, you know, old shows that I hadn't watched in a long time from like the early 2000s, and just the casual
is it not this? Is this not the right clip? Oh yeah, no, it is.
The casual sort of gay humor, casual use of the hard R.
Oh really?
It's jarring. Yeah, it's jarring now. And for
casual use of hard R.
Yeah, absolutely. like okay, it was an episode of American Dad. And it was just
really?
like, yeah, it wasn't for shock.
Okay, absolutely no shade intended, but I don't understand how you can live your life and arrive at this point in it and not know what the hard R means.
Value, it was just like used.
Whoa.
Right? Well, I mean, here's the thing, right?
Canadian?
That was in like 2003 or something, like 2002.
Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna deny that I dropped my fair share of hard R's back then, because we didn't even the term hard R didn't even exist. We didn't think about it, right? And it's funny because to me that doesn't feel like that long ago, but to my kids,
are you talking like N-word hard R?
what? No,
Okay, I'm pretty sure that's how people use that term.
no,
I think
that's
so.
the N-word. What are you guys talking about? Am I mistaken?
I think so.
No, the one with the like for like mental disability.
I'm pretty sure people use hard R in a very different way than you just used it.
Oh, okay. Either
Hard
way.
R means ending.
I understand.
The N-word
I
with a
understand.
hard R.
I understand what you mean. No, I'm not talking about that.
This is what having a live stream chat is for, because if at some point you've missed some like very well-known like cultural or linguistic cue and you're like apocalyptically wrong on something, like seeing people, like imagine if this was in a video with no one else correcting him, like he put out a video on the change of culture and using like or whatever, and he was like, you know, we've all said like the hard R back in like high school, and then like that gets published as a video with no other oversight, and then it gets 2.8 million views, and he has to put up a follow-up video where no one is going to believe him, where he's like, no, I thought that meant the R slur, but like for mental disabilities, you know. For Luke, his life is flashing before his eyes. He's like, oh my god, like it's the end of my career. I had a good thing going on the podcast, you know, but like this is it. And he says it's too much, you know. Oh my god. Yeah, the follow-up video gets like 5% of the views and nobody believes it. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I'm glad that
I'm
we have
freaking
cleared that
Neo
up.
over here, dude. We're dodging bullets. That was bad.
Okay, yes.
All right.
Thank you for that. Right. I forgot about the part where I said, yeah, I just like used it. Yeah, no, actually.
That's what I was like. I was pretty surprised with American Dad, and then you were like, yeah, me too. I was like, whoa. Okay,
Yeah, no, you've known me a long time.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah.
And yeah.
Never been a problem.
No.
Yeah.
Anywho.
We can breathe. Everything's okay.
Heart rate, which it's like, how much money do I have in the bank? Like, okay, we're gonna like Google AdSense for next month is going to pay out like 1/8 as much, so my pay is going to get cut massively. Okay, if I put all of my money right now in a savings account and I don't touch it and I live off lentils for the rest of my life, like, do I have enough to?
Hey.
Cool. So
right.
I hope everyone likes not having a job anymore on Monday. Because apparently
LTT stocks dropping in real time. Yeah, you having like a big like widget behind you, like the VGG stocks, and I'm like casually telling a story that I don't know is incredibly offensive, and I'm like, wait, guys, what do you mean? Oh, come on! As I just like the plummeting behind me. Vaush, you've reacted to this before, by the way. Why do you seek to interrupt my fun by reminding me that I don't remember everything I've ever done on stream, which is thousands of hours of my life, you know? Why do you have to come in like, hey, did you know, like, this is unnecessary, you've done this before? Who cares? How many times have you seen the sunset? You know? How many times have I kissed your mom? Well, I don't understand the impulse. What's the point?
yeah, I'm a giant racist.
We didn't lose our money in the bank crash.
In the audience run.
All right, we're good. Whew. Okay, we're good.
Cool. So anywho.
Excellent. Isn't there a new Arch video? Oh! Not only have I talked about it before, it recommends the Thermia clip of me reacting to it. In Canada, its immigrant, Caribbean, and African communities are multiple times larger than its African American community. Oh yeah, well, of course, because like black Americans, like that's a totally different culture. Like African American is like a very specific, like, honestly, kind of like the divine spark of cultural influence, you know? I see, by the way, you know, people might hate this one. I don't know if like the intersections of my audience are such that anyone immediately watching this, but does anyone else notice that like Africans who come to America, not African Americans, like as we refer to them, right? But Africans who immigrate over to Americans or to America get insanely racist against African Americans, but then end up adopting their cultural affects anyway. They'll come over and it'll be the family of some Nigerian doctor, and they'll be like, "Oh yeah, no, we're not like those thugs." And then then they end up wearing the cargo pants and the oversized T-shirt and like getting the hip hop, and it's like, bro, what the you dude? Yeah, I'm Algerian American. It's just I don't know. It kind of seems to me like in terms of cultural influence, African Americans, by which of course I mean like Black American, you know what I mean, are kind of like they're like the starter for the sourdough of culture. Like in America, so much of like everything, like fashion, music, movies, TV, it's like so disproportionately Black. And then a lot of the stuff that isn't, it's because white people took that and like riffed on it, you know? And it's like, God damn, man, like what are they cooking down there, you know? What is it like south of the Mason-Dixon line that was growing in the soil that like the fumes of it gave all of you the gift of art, you know? It's insane. It's like the grand, it's really like revenge in a cultural timeline, because white people did the whole slavery thing, pretty cringe, and now black people get to infuriate white people by wearing their pants in different innovative ways. Like, oh, white people, you did slavery? Well, I'm going to make all of your white sons and daughters listen to hip hop. You know, it's 1992. We're like, you know, entering the Clinton years, people don't feel comfortable saying the N-word, but are suburban enough and removed from like city core living enough to be still like extremely racist on average. And you have young white kids listening to hip hop, and that's cultural revenge, you know? Yeah, white supremacy wasn't ready for Kendrick, exactly. The spirit of our ancestors. Yeah, every time a black person be cooking a thought most artful, the spirits of their ancestors rise up and empower them, and that's why we keep getting like goated shit from them. Caucasian ass sentence. I know what I am. I know what I am. You can't hurt me with that. You call me white boy like it's an attack, like an arrow being fired at me. White boy, that is what is printed on my shield. I know what I am.